Well, yesterday, one of those shows you just throw in the dumpster, never speak of again. My apologies to anyone that tailed on Friday's edition of the Power 5. Fortunately, I did go 3-1 with the premium plays over at WagerTalk.com. So a red hot 7-2 the last 3 days over there. That's actually number one at the site during that time. As a reminder, wt.buzz/BP is where you go for all of those premium selections. I've got 5 free ones coming up for you in just a minute. Go ahead, smash that like button whenever you're in agreement. Comment down below if you have a differing opinion. It's Saturday, so I'm going to start things off with soccer, 12:30 Eastern. You can watch this match on ESPN. It is Der Klassiker. Borussia Dortmund at Bayern Munich, still perhaps the biggest rivalry in the Bundesliga. I am going to take the plus 1.5 with Dortmund here. Reason being, Bayern right now far more concerned with overturning that 1-goal deficit against Inter in the Champions League next Wednesday. Of course, Dortmund also just lost in the Champions League 4-0 to Barcelona. In fact, if you join me on $5 Tuesday, you cash the over 3.5 in that match. That was a 4% best bet. But here's the thing. Dortmund, they're not overturning that deficit in the second leg. Their main focus is now on the domestic front, where last week they smashed Freiburg 4-1. Going by XGD, that's expected goal difference per 90. Dortmund have been the third best team in Germany this season, but they still need to move up the table because they're only 8th on points, which is what ultimately matters. Meanwhile, I understand Bayern has just a 6-point edge over Leverkusen at the top of the table, but I just don't think they're going to be highly motivated to win here by 2 goals, even in this big rivalry. It was just a 1-1 draw with 10-man Augsburg last week, so take Dortmund plus 1.5. A reminder, in addition to being number one in all sports over the last 3 days, I'm also number one in soccer over the past 12 months. Cashed a nice plus 131 winner with Valencia on Friday in La Liga, now on a 64% winning run with all soccer plays since mid-February. If you didn't get my early 3-pack for Saturday already, you probably missed out by this point, but there's always the option to subscribe. Just $69 for a 7-day pass of soccer. Number 2, we're going to hit Major League Baseball now. Cleveland Guardians, team total under 3.5 is a bet I would like to make on Saturday. It's around plus 110 at DraftKings currently. I'm a bit surprised at the recent success the Guardians are having. I thought they'd fall off a bit here in 2025, but it's now 4 straight home wins after the 7-0 shutout of the Royals last night. Of course, the previous 3 wins were all against the lowly White Sox. Maybe the Guards win again tonight, but don't look for them to score a ton of runs off Kansas City starter Michael Lorenzen, who allowed just 1 run over 6 innings in his last start. 12 career appearances versus the Guardians. Lorenzen has a 1.87 ERA. Keep in mind, the Guards have scored 3 runs or fewer in 7 of their 13 games this season. 4:10 Eastern start here, by the way. At 7:10 Eastern, I will play the Astros money line. That should be around minus 140, minus 145. They are facing the Angels. 7:10 Eastern. Easy win for the Stros last night, 14-3 in the series opener. 9 of those runs did come with 2 outs, including Yanier Diaz's first career grand slam. Going back to last season, Houston has won 7 of the last 8 meetings with LA. Got no problem fading Tyler Anderson tonight. The Angels southpaw has allowed 4 runs each of the last 3 times he's faced this Houston team. At least 4 runs, I should say. Ryan Gusto makes his first career start for Houston. I think he and the bullpen take care of business here. I know, there's a bit of a question mark anytime a guy makes a first career start, but I think Gusto should be okay. He's got some experience coming out of the pen. By the way, I'm going to be in the ballpark in Houston Sunday afternoon. Come say hi if you see me. Number 4, Rockies Padres under 8.5. It was an 8-0 shutout for the Padres last night in this matchup. That score works for me tonight, obviously. Rockies, who I did cash Thursday as a 3% client release, they have scored more than 4 runs in only 2 of their 13 games this season. They've now been held 2 or fewer 7 times. Therefore, probably really only need to be concerned with the Padres lineup not going wild here. Good news, games in San Diego, not Colorado. Padres are 8-0, by the way, so far at home this season. They had a 6-run inning last night, though. I don't think we're going to see that again. So 6 of their 8 runs came in 1 inning. But shades of last night, Padres probably don't have to come up to bat for the bottom of the 9th, as they should be ahead. That always helps when betting in under 8.5 is my look there. Last one for you is going to be Seattle's team total under 3.5. Mariners facing Kumar Rocker and the Rangers. They won last night's series opener 5-3, but Seattle's a team we typically do not see score 5 runs in a game. They did so last night, despite only 6 hits. M still averaging only 3.5 runs per game for the season. 7 games with 3 or fewer. Rocker allowed only the 1 run in 5 innings last time out. Seattle under 3.5 for me. Recap time here on the Power 5. In soccer, in the Bundesliga, 12:30, we like Dortmund plus 1.5 against Bayern Munich. Turning to Major League Baseball, Cleveland Guardians, team total under 3.5. Astros, money line against the Angels. Rockies Padres, under 8.5. And then Seattle Mariners, team total under 3.5. A reminder, comment down below with your thoughts. Let us know what you're betting Saturday. I always enjoy looking at that. Something else you need to do, if you already haven't, is click subscribe. We are very close to 200,000 subscribers on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. I've talked about this all week long. I do a ton of free content here, guys. Not just the Power 5, but every Monday through Friday, I do the Morning Wager with Mark Zinno. Clicking subscribe ensures all this content remains absolutely free. Again, don't forget I'm number 1 at WagerTalk the last 3 days with that red hot 7-2 run. Now it's time to head over wt.buzz/BP. I think I might have a big MLB play for Saturday. We're still breaking the card down, but a little more. But yeah, I think we might zero in on one play here for Saturday. That is going to do it, though, for the Power 5. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button if you did. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.